Hello and welcome to episode 15 of the Split Screen Podcast. It's a pleasure to have you here. I'm so happy you decided to join me this week. It's been a good week, and it's been fun. It's been a fun week for games. So hopefully you stick around. If you want to listen to some previous episodes, you can check out the Spotify and anywhere else you can get your podcast from. My name's Chris Garcia. I'll be your host this evening, this night, this day, also known as KCCHRISG. So, Split Screen Podcast, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's just a fun gaming podcast. We like to keep it casual, keep it chill, and keep it fun. Nothing serious, non-judgmental. If you like what you hear, it'd be amazing if you could give us a follow, give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. We are SplitScreenKC on Instagram and Twitter, and we are on Facebook, Split Screen Podcast. So I keep saying we, it's just me. I would love it if you gave the page a follow, and if you gave it a like. If you want to follow me personally, that would be cool too. You can follow me on Instagram, KCCHRISG, and Twitter, KCCHRISG. So if you like what you hear and you want to hear more, and you want to reach out, maybe give some topic suggestions, or send me some love, some hate mail, whatever you want, those are the ways to do it. I'd love to hear from you. So episode 15, what are we talking about? Well, I'll tell you, thanks for asking. We're talking Halo Infinite, more specifically the Halo Infinite preview, technical preview, whatever they're calling it nowadays. I got to play it a little bit for a few days this week, and there's going to be another preview coming out at the end of this week. I believe you can. I think it's open to everyone on Xbox. Halo Infinite is going to be Xbox exclusive, like it always has been and always will be, and multiplayer is going to be free to play. Campaign is going to run you some money. But multiplayer is free to play. I mean, this is the first time they've done that in the history of this franchise. So it's going to be interesting to see how it works. But the campaign, they're going to charge you for it. But if you have an Xbox, this is going to be worth the download. It's the beta. I'm calling it a beta. The beta has been a lot of fun. It's been, I won't say a learning curve, but there is a lot to learn, especially if you're new to this franchise, which I'm assuming there will be a lot of new players. Since it's free to play, that's what a lot of people decide what games they're going to play on, is if it's free to play. Fortnite, it's worked for Fortnite, it's worked for Warzone, it's hopefully going to work for Halo Infinite. This isn't going to have a battle royale, and this isn't a battle royale, but the fact that it's free to play, it's very interesting approach to how they're handling multiplayer so far. But anyway, there's a beta coming out for the public on I believe it's the 30th through the 3rd, 30th of September through October 3rd. So I think you'll need Xbox Insider Program installed on your Xbox to be able to test this and download the build of the game that you're going to be playing. And I'm hoping they didn't have it whenever I played last, but I'm hoping they have Big Team Battle 12v12 open during that as well. They only had 4v4 arena style gameplay available, which is fine. It was fun, but I'm hoping for a little bit more. Excuse me, I'm having troubles with my throat lately, and I'm hoping to be able to hop on. Here's my weekly shout out with Nate over the weekend and be able to play So, and speaking of that, Savage and John, you guys need to download this as well. Anyway, if you guys are interested in that, there are links and instructions that you can follow on the Halo Twitter page. So if you're on Twitter, go there to find out how to download this beta. If you aren't on Twitter, I suggest just going to the Halo Infinite website or 343 Industries website. They're the developers. I'm pretty sure it's either on one of those. They'll guide you on what to do and how to download this beta. So let me know on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. Are you going to be partaking in this beta? Let me know. I want to hear. I want to hear from you all. So I just want to touch on a few things that I experienced during my trial run of Halo Infinite. So first, let's talk about the gunplay. I think that's a big thing, right? That's what this is for, to test out weaponry, to make sure there's no bugs involved, and to make sure everything is balanced. Nothing's going to be too overpowered. Nothing is underwhelming. Everything is perfectly balanced, like all things should be. Gunplay, it was enjoyable. It was delightful, satisfying. I won't go as far as gratifying, but it was a pleasurable experience, I gotta say. And I was worried about that. Slayer, I mostly played Slayer for the first few days. They slowly added on more game modes as the period went on. But it was mostly Slayer to begin with. And, I mean, power weapons are the way to go, obviously. I mean, that's how it always is. Some weapons I didn't get to try, so I'm just gonna lay that out there. I didn't get to try all the weapons because whenever I tried to get to them, my cheeks got clapped. So I do apologize. I don't have all the information, but if you were unable to make this trial period, there's lots of gameplay up now. So judge for yourself and download the damn game. Judge for yourself. It's a blast, and I'm having a lot of fun with it so far. I'll start with the assault rifle. This time around, it's formidable, and I say that because I didn't care for the Halo 3 assault rifle. I didn't really care for the Halo Reach assault rifle. I think my favorite assault rifle is the Halo 4 assault rifle. For some reason, that one always felt really nice to me. And the Halo 1 assault rifle. It was like a return to form, almost, in Halo 4. I'm sure I just made some people upset with that comment, and that's fine. But to me, Halo 4 is the best assault rifle we've gotten. So if you want to send me some hate mail for that, by all means. But this time around, it's not on the level of Halo 4, but it's nice. I'd say top 3, honestly. I don't care for the design, the redesign of it. I still like the Halo 4 and Halo 1 look. I never cared for the Halo Reach look / Halo 3. Halo 3's look nice, but I don't really care for this redesign. I never liked the Halo Reach assault rifle. Which do you prefer, honestly? Oops, sorry. I always forget to turn that down. But let me know your thoughts on what you think of the assault rifle if you got to play. Typically, and I say that I like it and it's formidable because typically in every other game I try to get rid of it as quickly as possible. You got to go for those power weapons, right? But this time around, if I didn't get a power weapon at the very start of the match or later into the game, whatever scenario you want, I didn't feel like I was doomed. I didn't feel like, oh man, I'm stuck with this piece of shit weapon. I gotta get rid of it. I didn't feel that with this assault rifle. I felt like I had a chance every time I had that weapon in my hands, I felt like it wasn't an instant death. And while the power weapons swing things against you, swings it in their favor, I still felt like I wasn't fully out of the game. And that's something that you want to have in a primary weapon, in your starting weapon, in the weapon that you spawn with every single time. You don't want some piece of crap. You want something that'll get you by. And that's exactly what the assault rifle does. It's got range. I've picked off some people with it. It's, what do they call that? When you fire it and it gets less accurate? The bloom? I think it's called the bloom. That causes problems long range. But if you can manage the bloom and the recoil, it's a nice weapon. It's good for all engagements. It's good for long distance. Not the best, but if you find yourself in a long distance firefight, it'll get the job done. But it's best medium to close range. So there's that. It's just not overpowered, but it's also not at the level of, and this is just for comparison, it's not overpowered, but it's not at the level of firing a Nerf gun, and we've all been here, firing a Nerf gun with some little bent-ass dart in there that has a hole in the end so it doesn't go anywhere. It's not like that. It's not incredibly powerful, but it's not a weak weapon by any means, so it'll get you out of a pinch. Let's talk about the Sidekick, aka the new Magnum. The Magnum, I guess, is gone. I guess it's done. So we're calling it the Sidekick now. And I just have this looming suspicion and concern that they're gonna tinker with this a little too much, or they're going to change it. Maybe nerf the distance on it. Maybe nerf the damage on it. Its bloom it can be problematic, I will say. However, close range engagements with this thing will put somebody down to the ground in a matter of seconds. It's crazy. I'm hoping they leave it as is because it's a great sidearm. It's got range, decent accuracy. Like I said, the bloom on it can be a problem, but if you can manage that and time your shots well enough, it'll get the job done. I mean, it's a perfect sidearm. It's not incredibly powerful, but like you can kill people long distance with this thing. I trust this thing longer distance than the assault rifle, and that's saying something. I remember I got into a firefight with this thing. We emptied out our assault rifle mags, pulled out the pistol, and it was like a Wild West shootout. It was a great time. Thankfully, I ended up winning, of course. But in Halo games of old, outside of Halo 1, especially in Halo, I think it was 2, when they really screwed up the Magnum, I still, in those games, if I had to use the Magnum, I just didn't even bother. But this game, it's going to be different. The Magnum is back. Well, it's not the Magnum anymore. The Sidekick, it's going to be a weapon that people will be using often. And I saw people even use it as their primary. And so that should tell you that some people prefer this thing over the assault rifle. So that's very interesting to see. I didn't do that, but I was speaking with Nate at work today, and he said he did that every now and then. So that's a testament to how good this weapon is. It can be considered a primary when in the right hands. It's easy to use, but for some people it's going to be difficult to master. But that's a lot of weapons in Halo, so it's not a big deal. You'll get your playtime with it, trust me. Let's move on to the battle rifle, okay? I'm going to get some hate for this one, so bring it on. It felt underwhelming, okay? It just doesn't... I don't think anything will ever feel like the Halo 2 and 3 battle rifle ever again. That's just my opinion. Halo 2 and Halo 3 battle rifle was the peak of the BR, okay? Nothing will come close to that. Halo 4 was decent. Halo 5, in my honest opinion, I think they fucked that up. They butchered the look in Halo 4, first off. And second off, they butchered it even more in Halo 5. Like, what the hell, man? That's bad. Halo 4, it had a decent feel to it, but Halo 5, I don't know. I just didn't care for it. And I get that it's meant to be a precision weapon. Not quite like the sniper rifle, which felt great in this beta, by the way. But it's not meant to be like the sniper rifle, but it's not meant to be a spray and pray weapon either. It's meant for those mid to long range engagements. But you need those headshots. In Halo Infinite, to me, it feels like, and this goes for any weapon really, but you need to land those headshots right away, because if you miss, and this is just in my case, maybe this is different. Maybe I just suck with the battle rifle, which is probably the case. But in my experience, you needed headshots out of the gate, because if you hit body, if you hit torso, it's going to take about 4 or 5 bursts to kill him, and by that time, they'd already killed me with retaliatory gunfire. So I don't know. Maybe I'm probably using it wrong. But it just wasn't for me. I didn't feel as confident with it in my hands in this game as I do in Halo 2 and Halo 3. I just don't know what it is. I think I need more practice. But that's just me. I'm sure if I looked it up on YouTube, people will be clapping all over the map with this thing. So that's just me. You can let me know your experience on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. I'm sure others thrived with it and became one person armies when they managed to get that in their big ass Spartan hands and just cup it nice and gently in the palm. Anyway, let's move to the sniper. So I mean, it's the Halo sniper rifle. It speaks for itself. 2 shots to the body will kill someone. Obviously, 1 shot to the head is an instant death. It's nice. It feels good. Sounds cool. Looks good. And I'm not a sniper by any stretch of the imagination. But with a Halo sniper, it's just different. And with this one, it felt good. I'm still getting used to the controls of left trigger being the zoom as opposed to the right stick. So on this one, it's left trigger to zoom, left stick click to zoom in even farther instead of right stick to zoom in and then right stick to zoom in farther and then right stick again to zoom out. I don't know if I like that. It's going to take a minute for me to get used to. But the weapon itself, it's nice. It's just right. It's a Halo sniper rifle. Everyone knows how that works. So I'm not sure about sniper rifles on this. In terms of variety, I only got to play with the human sniper. I don't know if there's going to be I don't know if they're bringing back the Covenant sniper rifles or the beam rifle. I don't know if they're going to have like a banished version of the sniper rifle. I think they are. So we'll have to wait and see. They didn't put all of the weapons into the beta. Into the beta. So we'll have to wait and see when the game releases. Or maybe this upcoming weekend. Maybe we'll have more selection and more variety there. The Bulldog, aka the new shotgun, it seems on the inconsistent side, at least for me. So, for those of you unaware, they said out with the old, in with the new in terms of the shotgun. So, it's not a pump action anymore. It's not the one where you load it up top. At least I don't think anymore. It's like it's still pump, but it's not like the classic shotgun. It has a handle. It has like a foregrip at the front, and they cock it with the foregrip. So that's the shotgun. It's called the Bulldog this time around. So it seems at times I could long range somebody with this thing, and it was almost unfair. And maybe they nerfed it, and Nate made a comment about this as well. Maybe they nerfed it because after a while, it seemed like I couldn't hit shit with it. It seemed like even up close, it took about 3 to 4 shots to kill someone. So that's something that I hope to see adjusted. I think 2 up close, at least to break the shield, and 3 to kill. But honestly, I'd be okay with 2. 2 shots to kill. That's just me personally, because I'm used to one. If you're close enough, it's a 1-hit quit, or 1 shot breaks the shield, 1 shot kill, or a melee hit or something like that. So I'm hoping to see some adjustments on the bull. I was gonna say the bullfrog from Black Ops, the bulldog, the bullshit, and hopefully we can get some adjustments made and come back stronger in the second half. Let's talk the pulse rifle. The pulse rifle makes its debut in Halo Infinite. And I have notes here, so I'm going to read it like an announcer or like an advertisement. Classed as an assault rifle, hold on a second. Sorry. Let's start that again. Sorry, my notes screwed up on me. Classed as an assault rifle, this is one you'll want to avoid long-range engagements with. It fires 5-round bursts, heats rather quickly, so you'll need to vent often. Medium to close-range confrontations is where this weapon soars. It'll eliminate the opposition rather quickly, and you can vent in a timely manner as well. Keep the fight up close and personal with this baby leading the charge. How did that sound? Do you think I can advertise? But I mean it when I say this. Do not use this long range. It's classed as an assault rifle, but don't let that fool you. This thing is buns cross map, even at a reasonable distance. I would argue sometimes even at a medium distance, this thing sucks. So close range, this thing's gonna kill somebody in like 2 shots and 2 bursts. Medium range, it fires plasma beam. I don't know what the hell they are. They're bursts. 5 plasma burst thingies. And they have like homing capabilities. So that's cool. But if they're far away, they're going to be able to avoid it and see it coming a mile away. The bullets, the rounds, whatever the hell you want to call them, travels so slow, and that's the problem with this thing. That's why you need to use it up close and personal. If you land 2 hits with this thing up close, they're down to the ground, baby. It's game over. They're 6 feet under. So in the right hands, if you like to be a running gunner and you like to hide in those tight corridors, hallways, doorways, this is going to be the weapon that you'll want to have on you, because this thing will just decimate somebody in a matter of seconds. Let's talk rocket launchers. I mean, standard issue rocket launchers. Homing capabilities on vehicles. So it's going to be useful against banshees and ghosts. The new big boy that I like to play around with, and that doesn't sound as good as I wanted it to, is the skewer. Boy howdy. Is this thing a blast to use, honestly. It's so much fun. It takes up a ton of your screen because it's freaking huge. But if you can land a hit with this thing on a vehicle, it is incredibly satisfying. I got a kill. I don't think it was the mongoose, but it's almost like the mongoose. Whatever was in the beta that was like the mongoose. I killed somebody who was charging right at me. I blasted him, and it's an instant kill if you land it on this thing. And I also killed someone in a warthog. Is it warthog or warthog? I don't know. I always said warthog. Anyway, I landed it on a warthog, also coming my way, and that gave me 2 kills. So that was fun. It wasn't fun being on the receiving end of that, especially since I wasn't even in a vehicle. I just kind of got like pinned to the ground. So I got made into a Spartan kebab on the floor. But if you can land it, it's a blast to use. It's going to be interesting. I didn't get to try this on a Banshee. I don't think Banshees were available in the tech preview, but I assume that you'll be able to skewer Banshees with it. Maybe tanks, ghosts, warthogs, anything. It's going to be a blast to use, and we needed something more anti-vehicle other than the rocket launcher. So I'm glad we got that. This is going to be hilarious to see just vehicles exploding everywhere with this thing. Typically when you're in a vehicle, you're almost untouchable unless somebody had a rocket launcher. So this is going to be a nice change of pace. It's a nice checks and balances for vehicles. And if you have this thing along with the rocket launchers, and you can work in tandem with each other, I think it's going to be a powerhouse, and it's going to be like a no-fly zone. Finally, I just want to discuss the Heat Wave real quick. That makes its debut in Halo Infinite as well as a new Forerunner weapon. Much like the scatter shot, it fires multiple rounds at once, but this time it comes with 2 modes of fire. The default being a horizontal pattern that fires a spread of bullets or energy or whatever the hell it is, and the other being a more vertical and concentrated style of fire better suited for a single target. The rounds can ricochet, so if you have an enemy running away, you can still attempt to blast those cheeks off. This one was interesting to use on the beta. I sucked with it. I didn't know there was 2 modes of fire until I did some research later on. And I think if you can learn to master this weapon, it will be very helpful in modes such as strongholds and perhaps even the capture the flag if you're playing defense. So I think I'm going to have to experiment with this one a little more, and I'm hoping to when the beta relaunches again this weekend. Other weapons include, your classic Needler that wasn't really changed a whole lot, and the plasma pistol. I tried the classic plasma pistol combo with the battle rifle, and it worked, actually, surprisingly, along with the assault rifle, where you charge it up, hit him with the full charge shot, and then you fire at him or melee him. I brought that back. That's never going to go away as long as the pistol is around, as long as the plasma pistol's still in the game. So expect to have your shields dropped a lot. Let's just put it that way. The Commando is also a new UNSC weapon. It's very fun to use. Great for long distance engagements to medium range. I'd say up close it's not the best thing because it's fairly there's like very little spread. It's very linear. It doesn't have a lot of bloom. So that one is more towards the long range engagement. So I mean, there's a good variety of weapons here, and there's even more that we haven't got to test yet. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can get our hands on maybe 1 or 2 more new ones this weekend, and I would love to experiment with more. So if you played the beta this weekend, I'd love to know your thoughts on what was your favorite weapon. What was your least favorite weapon? So I'd love to hear those thoughts. I know I ask for a lot of thoughts throughout these episodes, but I'm genuinely curious on what people like, and I want to know the feedback that they're going to be sending to 343 and see what people are wanting adjusted. And I like to see if the industry actually listens to the feedback. Movement. Let's talk movement just for a second. So it felt smooth. It felt nice. It felt crisp. Mantling. I love the mantling in this game. I got to tell you. I was grabbing onto everything, right? I was falling and excuse me. I was able to ledge grab. It's smooth. It's really nice. I gotta say, I was a fan. I was concerned about this. I was concerned about the grapple hook, but I actually really enjoyed the addition of the grapple. It came in handy. It got me out of a couple of firefights. I was able to pull myself up to get to cover. I was able to evade someone chasing me that way a little easier. And I was able to pull weapons over to me and grab them that way. So there's a lot of interesting ways to use the grapple hook. I didn't get to use it on another player. I'm assuming you can do that. I don't know what that would lead to. I don't know what I would do if I actually pulled that off. But the grapple hook, I like it because it's not a forever addition. Like, you have to find it and pick it up. I thought it was just your standard armor ability that it comes with, that you spawn with. But I'm glad it's not. I was concerned about that. What else? There was another one. I don't know what it is. It's like a deflector almost, because someone threw a grenade and I used it and it bounced towards them and it did some damage to them. So there's a few different armor abilities. There's the grapple hook and then there's the deflector. I'm sure there's something else that I'm thinking of. And I don't know if there's going to be any more that we haven't got to playtest yet. But grapple hook is definitely a plus in my opinion. Let's see, other armor abilities. So I tried the camouflage. That's new. Well, not new, but the way you apply it, it used to be if you found one and you touched it, it activated immediately. This one lets you. This game's gonna let you save it and apply it to your armor whenever you want to. So that's a nice little addition. That's something that's been needed for quite some time now. Another one is the overshield. The overshield is crazy. It's nice that you can save it, and then it's also nice that it saves your cheeks. It really does. It'll make the difference. It's the difference between life or death, especially in game modes like Capture the Flag. It's critical in that one. And Strongholds, where you need to be able to take a certain amount of fire and stay in the zone and not be worried about dying instantly. So if you're going to go with the power-up or an armor ability, go with in my opinion, the active camo isn't really useful, at least to me. Maybe it is in something like Big Team Battle where you can sneak around a little bit more. But in arena settings, you're going to want to go with the overshield. Active camo just didn't really, I don't know, it wasn't useful to me. Whenever you run, it activates. It shows where you are if you run. If you fire your weapon, it wears off. You got to be walking slowly for it to work. And I'm not sure if you have the camo on, I'm not sure if you show up on other people's radar. So I don't know if you still have to crouch to be off the radar and still be able to move. I'd love to find that out. Maybe I should watch some gameplay. But yeah, I mean, movement other than that, I mean, it feels smooth. It feels really nice. Running, I think you have infinite sprint, which is nice. I mean, you're Spartans, right? You're the peak evolution of humans at this point. So I figured you could be able to run long distances without getting tired. I mean, there's not much else to say. I mean, movement, it's nice. It's smooth. Next generation movement for sure. It's not like going back to Halo 3 where things are a little bit slower. This is all I asked for, really. I mean, physics felt fine. Nothing felt silly to me. Nothing felt over the top, honestly, for a Halo game. So, real quick, graphics look great, especially on next-gen consoles. I have the 4K setup. It looked outstanding. And I love all the little details, from the visors to scratches on the armor to reload animations, everything just looks fantastic. So props to 343. They know how to make a good-looking game. Map design, I gotta say, here's my ranked maps here. So I'm gonna go with Bazaar. Is it Bazaar or is that how you pronounce it? I'm not sure. That one's my favorite. I'd have to say, I don't know. I'll say Recharge is definitely my favorite. Okay. So I'll go with Bazaar number 1, Live Fire number 2, Behemoth number 3, and Recharge at number 4. I think, and that's not saying like Recharge is a bad map. That's not saying that Bazaar or Behemoth is a bad map or anything. I just think that those are my least favorite. Wow, did you guys hear that? Holy cow. It's just that those ones are my least favorite. I mean, I had a blast on Live Fire, and I had a great time on Bazaar. Actually, okay, I'm going to adjust my list here. I'm going to go with Live Fire number 1, Bazaar number 2, Behemoth number 3, Recharge number 4. Recharge is a little more vertical than the other maps. There's more gaps and a lot of stairs, it seems like. So, I mean, I don't know. Behemoth, that was a fun map. It had vehicles on an arena map, so that was actually kind of surprising to me. It's nice. It's like symmetrical, and I've always had a fondness for symmetrical maps. So that was a nice touch. Bazaar was pretty interesting. That middle zone is a blast, and on the left side inside the building, that's also very fun. So there's a lot. There's pros and cons to each map. Okay, and everyone's gonna have their own different flavors that they like. There's a lot more maps that we haven't played yet, and I don't know. I don't know if we're getting any more maps in the beta. I'm not sure on that. But, I mean, these 4 maps, they play well. Each one you might need to play a little bit differently on, depending on what map you're on. And overall, I'm liking the map design, I gotta say. And I know this is 2 completely different companies and 2 completely different franchises, but it's still hard for me to believe that Modern Warfare, as great a game as that was, it had some shit maps. Let's be real. Halo Infinite's maps so far, they're great. They're fun, fast-paced, and it's fun. That's the bottom line. I didn't really come across any bugs or glitches or anything. The only glitch that I saw was I got killed by a grenade. It sent me flying, and my body just kept like spinning above the ground, like I was in a falling animation, even though I was like right above the ground. So that's the only, glitch that I really encountered. Everything else, it played well, played smooth. I didn't fall through anything. No animations were funky. Nothing wrong other than that one thing. Other than me falling on the ground infinitely. I guess the only other thing that I want to talk about is the customization options. It seems like, so during the beta, you can actually unlock quite a bit. Armor, shoulder pads, prosthetics, chest plates, helmets, helmet accessories, and visors. Like there's a lot to unlock for just a beta, so I can't imagine everything that's going to be unlocked when the game actually comes out. The visors look beautiful. They're so detailed. the armor, even just your basic armor, looks great. It looks used and abused, but it still looks badass. So I can't wait to see the combinations of armor that people come up with. I can't wait to see what comes in the Battle Pass, because that's going to add some customization options. You can also, this is something new too, you can choose your AI voice. So there's the announcer voice, and then there's the AI telling you when weapons spawn in, when upgrades spawn in, when reinforcements are inbound, things like that. So there's 4 different options, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be more than that. But I don't know, none of them really stood out to me other than Butler, so I'm just going to keep Butler. He was pretty cool. He sounded like and I don't know, is this racist? I don't think it is. But he kind of sounded like John Price, and I feel like any British guy, older British guy that talks like that, I'm going to compare him to John Price, so that's just me. But there's going to be a buttload of customization options, and I can't wait to see everything that we can unlock. I mean, there's more that I can talk about, but I don't want to go into like insane amounts of detail. But bottom line is that what I've played in Halo Infinite so far, multiplayer-wise, has been a blast. It's been outstanding. It's been a hell of a time. It's been a laugh riot and exciting. And it has me optimistic, and it has me looking forward to what's around the corner and what else might be released or announced before release date, which is December 8th, by the way. So after this weekend, multiplayer is going away for a while until the game is released on December 8th. 343 has done a fantastic job, and I can't imagine what it was like before it got delayed for another year. I remember when I was so disappointed. I was so looking forward to having Halo in my hands last year, and then they delayed it and broke every Halo fan's heart. And I said they better make it good if they're going to delay it. And I don't know what changes have been implemented since then, but what I played was a very polished, very smooth, very addictive experience. And for this to be free to play it just boggles and blows my mind, because this is multiplayer that is worth paying full price for, along with the campaign. Like I wouldn't be upset if I had to pay full price for this game. But the fact is that multiplayer, you're not going to have to pay a dime for unless you want to. Unless you want to get the Battle Pass and customization options and things of that nature, you're not going to be spending a dime. So it's outstanding. It's brilliant by 343 and Microsoft. What they're doing with Halo Infinite is just it's going to set the bar, I feel like, for free-to-play games. I know Apex Legends is free. I know Warzone is free. But what Halo Infinite is doing is just nothing short of spectacular. And I was blown away, honestly, at this beta. I was having so much fun. So you don't have to take my word for it. Play the beta this weekend for yourself. Let me know what you think. That's my testimonial. 343, if you hear this, you have my full permission to use my quotes in any marketing. Just credit me, please. That's all I ask. And anyway, I mean, fat chance of that happening, but play the beta this weekend for yourself. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to let me look him up real quick. The Halo Infinite multiplayer lobby music sounded, it was so catchy, and I found myself in a genuinely in a good mood while customizing and looking through all the menus, because it sounded nice. It was very pleasant. And honestly, it wasn't like I don't know, it wasn't like the singing like you would normally associate with Halo, but it had like a rock vibe to it. But I don't know, like I don't know how to describe it, but it was nice, honestly, and I really liked it. So shout out to the composer. I believe here it is, Alex Bohr. He's the one that composed the multiplayer music. So he also did the in-game multiplayer music. So whenever you're playing multiplayer, crank that music up. It's phenomenal. You'll like it. It fits perfectly. Like you associate Halo with calm, relaxing, singing, stuff like that, or orchestral stuff. This one is different, but it still fits really well. But I think that's where I'm going to end it. So, Thursday, if you haven't downloaded Halo Infinite's beta, go to their Twitter page, follow the instructions there, or go to Halo Infinite's website. I'm sure there's a guide there as well. And play the game for yourself. Get your hands on this thing. Customize your Spartan as much as you can. You have a lot of freedom for a beta, so get your hands in there. Get your hands dirty. Get some kills. Play some games. Play fun. Yeah, that's a new phrase, right? But I'll end it there. So, are you gonna play this weekend? I'd love to hear from you on Twitter. Once again, you can hit up the show at SplitScreenKC. You can hit me up on Instagram, SplitScreenKC as well. On Facebook, send me a message or leave some comments on the posts, Split Screen Podcast. Yeah, but yeah, that's it. I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this week. I hope you guys learned something new about the beta and about the looming release of Halo Infinite and its free-to-play multiplayer. It's been a pleasure hosting you. If you want to follow me personally, feel free to do so on Instagram and Twitter. Both of those are KCCHRISG. And hopefully I'll see you in the next episode. I gotta say, I make these episodes every week, or I try to. And during the week, honestly, it's hard to stay motivated. But then I listen to other shows, and then it lights a fire in me. It makes me crave to make the show for you and for me. So I really hope you guys enjoy. For those of you that listen every week, thank you so much. For those of you who are new, hopefully you made it to the end of the show. If you did, I'll give you a virtual hug and a cookie. And hopefully you stick around. Check out some of the older episodes that I've done. I've got 14 other ones. So that's a lot of Chris. And I think I'm going to try to have a guest soon. I say that a lot, but I'm really going to make the effort this week. So if you would like to leave me some topic suggestions, I would also love that. If you want to leave feedback for the show, I would appreciate that as well. And this is KCCHRISG signing off. I hope you have a lovely weekend, a lovely day, a lovely week. Stay safe. Wash your hands. You are loved. I love you. You matter. You matter to me. Anyway, stay positive. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And I will see you in the next episode of the Split Screen Podcast. See you later.